I'm going to introduce each of our winners one at a time. Each person will start off with Patricia Juarez as our art winner will go first after she gives her presentation about herself, her inspiration, and her future intention and goals. She'll introduce her art, and then Tammy will have a video. We will show it. Then we'll go on to the next one. So that's the format we're using now. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Patricia.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. First of nothing, good afternoon. My name is Patricia Juarez, and it's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. I want to thank the Fort Lauderdale Branch National League of American Pen Women and their members, patrons, and guests. Thank you for your generosity and commitment with the artists and for the opportunity to be here with you and allow me to share my thinking and my work. I'm truly honored and grateful to have been selected to receive this scholarship. And I applied because it caught my attention that it was only for women, and that means great support on the path of gender equality that many of us are building. Receiving it has been a great satisfaction, and not only because of the monetary support, but also because of the recognition of my work by people who know about the subject, and that tells me that I am on the right track and I must continue to do so. I plan to use the award to pay courses as advanced photography, applied design, and art computer, since continuing to learn, whether formally or self-taught, is a never-ending task for me. I'm always trying to learn something, and I love it. I'm going to tell you something short about me. Since I was a child, I have been interested in telling stories through words and images. Unfortunately, in my native country, Mexico, I didn't have many opportunities to become what I really wanted, to be a professional actress, writer, or filmmaker. I studied where I could, so I studied some architecture, literature, acting, creative writing, but I was never able to access photography or film schools in my country, in my native country. So then life took me along different paths looking for survival, but never ever I forgot my dreams. And there were periods of my life, I confess, when I felt empty and depressed, because for me, artistic creation is a vital issue. It is like food for the spirit, and it's a mission of life. Then I emigrated in 2006 to the USA, and 4 years ago, when I entered to Broward College to study filmmaking, my life changed. I accomplished already 3 short films as a student, and at present I'm working in 2 documentaries as a professional already. And right now I'm enrolled in graphic design. And returning to college was almost magic. I have excellent professors that know how to, pull from us, from the students, the best that we have about our talents. And I got again motivation, interest, and accomplished our works that made me feel again useful and alive, because finally I have found a way to tell the world about my reflections and concerns and transmit an awareness message through art, especially of the issues that concern me most is woman, ecology, and immigration. Because as a woman, I have struggled hard to achieve fair and equitable treatment and a life free of violence, and with opportunities to develop my potential. And I know for most women it's a daily fight, and I want to support that cause through my works. I do not believe as an artist in creating banal material for only entertaining the people. I think that all artistic work should entertain and at the same time invite to reflection and change. The genuine artists observe life with its complexity and transmit their point of view strongly, fearless, and assuming responsibility, because they can contribute to either improve or make a worse world for us. My immediate projects include releasing my first documentary as a director and editor. I'm pre-producing a short film I wrote, and I'm planning to create some informative and educative materials. And I discovered with the use of technology and the skills now I have, I can make worthy works even with a cellular phone. In a close future, I'm planning to work in film industry. So now I can share my work. So I'm going to share the screen. Okay, hopefully we don't have troubles here.
Well, I've got my screen. I've already got one for you.
Tammy's going to share it for you.
Okay, because
that was a beautiful presentation.
That's not it. Nope, that's not it.
Wrong one.
It's the wrong one.
You know, I can share it.
I think we got it now.
This is self-portrait portraits. I love the romantic contrast with light and dark. Thank you very much. You make a beautiful video.
Oh, thank you. It was easy when you were.
Thank you. It was. It's our pleasure. That was a beautiful presentation, and we just know you're going to do incredible, even more incredible things. We really hope you stay in touch, and we get to learn about all your accomplishments to come. We have great faith in you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next, for the first time, we have a runner-up in art. And I'm pleased to introduce August Mendez. August, we're grateful that she actually applied again. She was a recipient of the Art Achievement Award. You have to correct me, was it 2018?
I think it was 2017, yeah.
2017, so we're thrilled that you applied again. You're back and you've got new things you're growing through and growing to become. So you're on, your presentation.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here for the second time. I very much appreciate the generosity and affirmation and the hard work that I'm doing. It's a very special opportunity for me to see that I've grown a lot since the first time I applied, and that was a completely different portfolio. And I think I've really come into my own since then. I'm still doing art, but I've found my way to ceramics, and I've found my way to a thesis in work that I'm really passionate about. And I'm going to be completing my bachelor's in fine art, specifically in studio art, ceramics, with a minor in art history by the end of this year, if everything works, because COVID,
Well, that's great.
Yeah, but so lately I have been working on a thesis called cuniculture, and that word means like the practice of raising rabbits for meat or wool or show. And I apply it to my work because I do conceptual work about women and rabbits and the way that they are similar and the ways that they are symbols that can complement each other. And rabbits mean a lot of different things in different cultures, but I use them kind of like as a stand-in for like self-portrait, and I explore things like, so when I talk about like overlaps between them, I talk about like Playboy bunnies and ways that women are kind of put into small roles to be like consumable and these precious dainty things that are also disposable, aside from being like symbols for like fertility and stuff. So I just try to approach these more complex issues, like how women fit into society and how we're trying to break out of certain roles that are applied to us. And I try to kind of go about it in like a fun way. So like I've always loved rabbits, I've always loved women, and I've always loved art. So it's just a very rewarding feeling to be able to combine them and kind of share it with the world. So yeah, and I plan on continuing my education so that I'm looking at many different paths. I was looking into art conservation, specifically with ceramics. I'm looking into higher education, like becoming a professor or teaching workshops. I'm planning to put the reward towards machinery, like a wheel, or towards residencies in the future. I'm looking at a few different options for myself. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. We really love that, and we look forward to hearing more. So we ready to show your art pieces?
Absolutely.
Okay, we turn it back over to Tammy, and she's got the show.
Up. Trying to find the next one. Doesn't always work.
The next one. You got it. Here we go.
That was so cute. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you. We're thrilled that you won this achievement award the second time. So we have faith in you. That's fantastic. So now we're going to go into our letters category. And for that, we have Ariana. So Ariana, take it away.
So hello, everyone. My name is Ariana Allen. And before we go any further, I would just like to take the time to thank the National League of American Penwomen, the Fort Lauderdale branch, Professor Geerling, the professor that recommended me for the scholarship, and my parents and my brothers. I'm currently a sophomore in college at Broward College, where I'm graduating this semester with my associate's in arts degree, specifically in communications, and I have recently been accepted to the University of Florida College of Journalism, where I will be majoring in journalism with a concentration in sports and media. And ever since I was a little girl, I can remember enjoying writing and the art of storytelling, as well as I was literally obsessed with sports. That would be the way that me and my dad would hang out, and I have two brothers, so I was always at the baseball field or on the basketball court because I played high school basketball. The love for writing has now been rediscovered since I entered college, and it has ignited a fire in my soul. Writing has been a way for me to express my creativity, release my stress, and develop my storytelling techniques. One of my goals is to become a sports broadcaster. However, I also hope to go to law school after getting my master's degree, which comes after my bachelor's degree. And this money will be very useful going into my next step of higher education as I pursue my dreams in the art of storytelling and telling everyone's unique story, because I truly believe that everyone has a story that there's not one like the other. I'm very honored for this opportunity, and now I will be sharing my piece that I wrote for the scholarship. So this is a personal story. It is titled Time. And so it starts off with 60 seconds, 1 minute, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, 1 full day. And within those 24 hours, from 1 minute to the next, the entire world flipped upside down, and the walls of my foundation came crashing in like a flood rushing throughout the city, wiping out every building and house. His face started to completely droop. His entire body started to stiffen while standing up, and he fell backwards, where my aunt thankfully caught him and was able to lower him to the floor. His eyes widened and his mouth opened, with his tongue in between his lips as a hissing sound was coming from his mouth. My dad, my hero, my best friend, was on the reception floor of the emergency room, shaking uncontrollably. The nurses swing the doors to the ER open urgently, with an empty stretcher, commanding different orders to one another to tend to my dad. Loading him onto the stretcher, they rush him through the swinging doors to a room to assess and stabilize the situation. In a matter of seconds, the doors swing shut. The chaos, the sudden movement, the various noises and tones abruptly ceased in my mind. Tears profusely run down my cheeks. My heart aches in different places, just how it would when I would see my brother John shake when he was younger. My eyes fixate on the windows that separated his ER room from the ER hallway, while hearing the groans and moans from my dad, who was being assisted by medical professionals. My heart grew tighter. Spectators' eyes dart back and forth, staring at my mother, aunt, and I. Even though I was surrounded by people all around me, I felt like I was completely alone in a dark room with my thoughts. What just happened? Did my dad just suffer from a heart attack, a stroke, a seizure? Why did his face turn completely upside down? What was the noise he was making with his tongue? Did he hit his head when he fell down? Why does the noise keep replaying in my head? 1 minute turned into the longest 12 minutes of my life. The seconds felt like years, and each minute that passed felt like a decade. 60 minutes, 1 hour. Just a couple hours ago, I was with my friend at Buffalo Wild Wings eating dinner. A few hours before that, I was with my best friend riding in the Gator golf cart around the ranches of Parkland, exploring the various wildlife. A few hours before that, I was helping at a daytime art camp that my high school coordinated during the summer. These distant memories of my day seemed further and further out of reach. It was June, and it was a sunny day in the daytime, until the storm began to thunder and shake up my world. The clock seemed like it started ticking again once the ER doctor came and got us. We were able to go back to his room once he was stabilized and hooked up to the IV. I never envisioned seeing him lay on the hospital bed. I held his hand and stared. The CT scans, EEGs, and several other tests that felt endless concluded that a seizure had occurred. 24 hours, one full day. Having flashbacks to the anxiety that I would feel during elementary school, I heard the replaying of Miss Lucy's voice, the receptionist, saying, "There is a code blue, a medical emergency. Please wait for the all clear." I always had a gut feeling that it was for my brother. Putting on a brave face while holding back tears, I would always ask my teachers to please call my brother's teacher to ask if he was okay. We were only 18 months apart. Being extremely close in age, we played restaurant together, we played babies together, we read books together, we did everything together. He had been diagnosed with childhood epilepsy after having the first seizure in our pediatrician's office while he was accompanying my mom and I during a visit that was scheduled because I was sick. He was sucking on the dum-dum lollipop that our doctor would give to us if we were being well behaved. Within seconds of putting the dum-dum lollipop in his mouth, one side of his face began to uncontrollably twitch. One side of his mouth was raised higher than the other, and his eyes started blinking fast. "John, stop playing around," I playfully said, thinking that he was trying to be funny. My mom screamed, "John," no response. My doctor raised his head from taking notes in my file, gazing his eyes on John. He instantly placed John in a safe position while calling out for nurses to call 911. A few minutes later, my brother, who I was rarely separated from, was being rolled away on a stretcher into a big red truck without me. My heart ached, longing to be right next to my mom in the paramedic truck, hearing the immediate answers as to why he was having a seizure, holding his hand and being there for my mom through the several MRIs and CAT scans that would later be performed to answer questions. As my brain continued to replay the flashbacks of my brother's medical issues, I knew that the scared, worried, and concerned feeling for my dad was similar. I felt all these emotions all over again, just 8 years later. 60 seconds, 1 minute, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, one full day. From one moment to the next, life can take dramatic drops that feel like you won't be able to come back up from, drops that are dark, cold, and feel lonely, drops that don't have a time frame. However, they always end up coming back up with greater strength, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day after day.
Yay.
Beautiful. Really well done.
Very
We're
nice.
proud of you, and we're really wish you all the best. Maybe we're going to see you on TV, sports
Thank
reporting.
you.
That'll be great.
That's the goal.
I got it. That'll be fantastic. I'll have to become a sports fan. I'll do it for you. Okay. Our last but not least is our achievement winner in music, and that is Carly Gentry. And so, Carly, please share about you. We're looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you so much. I wanted to thank everybody for the opportunity to be here. I think it's amazing what you do for women, and your generosity is definitely unmatched, especially in the music industry, where it's predominantly male. So thank you for that. My name's Carly. I'm actually majoring in music technology. This is my second career. I worked as a department head for the Marriott for several years. So this is basically me making my dreams come true. I closed the door to that career last year and decided to go full-time into my studies. So as a child, my parents encouraged me to be in band and choir, and I was a dancer as well. My father is actually who inspired me to take on the technology side. He was an engineer for Alpine for many years, and I ended up buying my first production software in 2015. We spoke about doing that software together. It was around May, June, and then he tragically passed away in October of that same year. So that really kind of transformed my spirit, and really encouraged me to really go full into this dream of mine. So my music is mainly inspired by my emotions. It allows me to release them in a positive and productive way. This may be why I've been told that it's very cinematic in style. It tells my story in an unspoken manner, but it can be the background for many other visuals depending on the listener. My goal as a music producer would be to produce music with my brother, but I would also love to enter into film scoring at some point if I can, in any capacity. I was encouraged to apply for the scholarship by a professor who's been telling me to release my music for several months, several semesters. I had never really shared my music in this way with people that I didn't previously know. So it was an opportunity for me to receive feedback that was truly unbiased. So thank you again for all of that. When you're following your dreams, you reach moments where you feel like you may not be on the right track because things become difficult or outside influences challenge you in a way that make you want to give up. So earning this scholarship very much confirms that I am capable of more than I give myself credit for, especially in this industry. I'm a sucker for anything that's predominantly male, just putting my foot out there as a woman and going after it, especially with the technology. So, it's inspired me that giving up is not an option. So thank you again for your contribution to my dream.
Thank you so much. Don't give up. We believe in you. Yeah, stay inspired.
Thank you.
Yes. Here you go.
This one keeps showing up on me. Sorry.
Okay. Outstanding.
That was beautiful.
I really can see you having your music in movies. I really felt it that time when you said, I hadn't thought about it till you said that.
Thank you.
So you have to conquer that male world. You can do it. Okay, so how about we give a beautiful round of applause to all four our Achievement Award winners.